The Good Company Players production of Beautiful is now playing. So here with more details is Lori Pisano, the director of Beautiful. All right, Beautiful, the Carole King musical. All right, so tell us about the musical, and then maybe for our younger viewers, why we should know who Carole King is.
Okay. Gosh, I grew up with her music, so.
I know, it's hard to
think
like
of. Just yesterday,
right?
Yeah. Well, the Carole King musical, Beautiful, the Carole King musical, is based on Carole King's life, basically, with her husband, Gerry Goffin, then husband, Gerry Goffin, and two of their best friends, Barry Mann and Cynthia Weil, who also wrote music and were kind of competitive.
Oh, okay.
Carole King wrote her first hit when she was 16 years old. And it was in 1958, and her career has spanned decades into 2000s, and she's still touring, I think. Still.
Yeah.
So basically, she wrote so many songs, and so many of them are in the show. So let me see what I can recount. I think her first hit. What was the first hit? See.
I know, whenever you try to think of it,
I Might As Well Rain Until September, 1958. And then she wrote Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow? She was the composer, and Gerry Goffin wrote the lyrics in their when they were together. And wrote together. Later on, she wrote the lyrics and the music when they broke up, and she went out on her own. So Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow, Up on the Roof.
Songs that, for people who are like, I don't really know who Carole King is and I don't know her story, but if you heard the song, it will remind you when you've heard that song before.
Right. You've Got a Friend, Chains, I Feel the Earth Move Under My Feet. Things just hit after
things
hit
that
after
are
hit.
just in sort of the zeitgeist.
Exactly.
And around
us.
So you're the director.
I'm one of the directors.
One of the directors.
We had Celicia Thomas, who used to work with us and then has actually done the show on Broadway and on the national tour, came back to help us out. She wasn't able to be here the whole time, but she got us to opening. She did some of the choreography. It really was, and she's just delightful, and it was great to have her back home for a while.
Yeah.
And have her insights. So she and I work together.
That's so exciting. How do you prepare to direct something like this? How big is the cast? Because I know that sometimes, musicals can be very big.
Right.
So how do you sort of direct a play like this and make sure that everybody's in lockstep and key, and that everything's going to, play tribute in what Carole King deserves?
You work really hard and you tear your hair out sometimes, but we have, I think, about 27, 25 cast members.
Okay.
They all play multiple people except for Cynthia Weil, Barry Mann, Gerry Goffin, and Carole King, and then all these other people play the Shirelles, the Drifters, probably who was the Chiffons, but they don't call them that, etc., and solo artists, etc. So they play a lot of stuff.
Okay, so when is the play? It's going on right now. How do we get tickets? Where are you guys doing it?
You call the box office at 559-266-9494 or go to rogerruckus.com.
Okay, so at Roger Ruckus.
Yes, and it's at Roger Ruckus Theater. It's produced by Good Company Players, who's the theater company.
Okay. If you could tell anybody who might not know who Carole King is or doesn't know her story, why they should see this play, why should they see it?
They should see it because the music is fantastic. It's happy. There are some sad things because they divorced.
They don't end up, but
they don't. But everyone comes out. It's a nice ending, and the music will
is just great.
Leave you humming, will leave you dancing.
If you're a fan of live music, then this is probably a play for you. Well, thank you so much for being here. We'll have all the information about tickets. Break a leg on the rest of your performances.
Thanks,
we'll have everything online. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coming up here next, it's the Downtown Block Party, and we have all the details. We're joined by the Downtown Fresno Partnership after the break.